Welcome back to CMO Weekly, the podcast where we spotlight marketing leaders who are reshaping industries and setting new benchmarks for innovation and success. Today, we're thrilled to welcome Kyle, the Chief Marketing Officer at BetHog, a rising star in the gaming and sports betting world with over a decade of experience in strategic partnerships, affiliate marketing, and brand building. Kyle has become a recognized leader in the gaming industry, known for his ability to forge powerful alliances and create impactful campaigns. Before joining BetHog, Kyle spent nearly 6 years at BetMGM, where he served as Vice President of Head of Partnerships. There, he was instrumental in building the company's strategic alliances, helping BetMGM solidify its position as one of the top brands in the sports betting space. Prior to that, Kyle honed his skills at FanDuel, where he climbed the ranks over 5 years to become Director of Marketing Partnerships, overseeing groundbreaking collaborations that fueled FanDuel's rapid growth. Kyle's expertise is limited to partnerships. His early works as freelance writer for the Football Guys, Fantasy Pros, and other platforms reflects his deep passion for sports and gambling, which continues to drive his success. From humble beginnings as operation manager to his rise as CMO, Kyle's journey is a testament to hard work, strategic vision, and a commitment to innovation. Kyle, welcome to the show, man. I was stoked when you said yes to come on.
Oh, that is a very kind introduction. I appreciate the thorough research.
You can thank ChatGPT and LinkedIn, but yeah, I mean, our research team will give them a thank.
All right, it's impressive. I didn't expect the writing was going to make its way on the show.
There you go. Well, I'm glad that we're here today. I would love to talk about, like, let's go all the way back to, you growing up. You were always into sports, right?
Yeah, a big sports fan all throughout.
Was working in the sports industry just something from the jump that you knew you wanted to do, or what was your childhood job that you really wanted to become?
It's a good question. Always interested in sports. I thought the opportunity to work in sports would have been fantastic and something I would have enjoyed. But I'll admit that rewinding back then, there really weren't a whole lot of opportunities. Sports business was nowhere near what it was, what it is today at the time. Sports journalism, that would have been a tough gig. You might be covering high school sports, for a lot of, and so love sports, but I kind of did not have the confidence in terms of about the career opportunities. And so I instead kind of pursued other career paths, but I was starting through college. So I was actually a biology major in college, and then just so happened to have over time evolved, grown, learned, and found myself establishing a career in marketing.
Absolutely. And was there a first moment when you realized, like, oh, I can work in the sports industry?
It's probably right around the time I had come across FanDuel. FanDuel was just getting started to get a lot of market awareness back in 2013. And I was deep into...
What did FanDuel look like in 2013?
When I joined the business, there were 30 to 40 employees. So still a very small company. And that is time that I think really helped shape the trajectory and the path of my career. Being able to enter at a company that is so small, have the opportunity to get exposed to so many different things beyond just my day-to-day. And I'm just really thankful from a timing perspective. I think timing and luck plays a big part in kind of where people ultimately get. You need hard work to take advantage of those opportunities, but you do need luck and supporters along the way.
Sure. What about FanDuel you think was their special sauce? Obviously, they were right place, right time, but what about the culture, or what was magic about that spot?
I mean, a lot of my close friends today were from FanDuel, so the culture was remarkable. Fast forward to this current moment where I'm at BetHog. The CEO of BetHog is Nigel Eccles, FanDuel's original CEO and founder. And so I think that's a testament to the fact that we reunited in terms of how highly I thought of Nigel.
What about his leadership style did you really like?
Yeah, it's really brilliant guy, ton of experience in the industry. Honest, he's not necessarily going to once you build trust, certainly he's not necessarily going to speak in circles or anything like that. He has a good business development mindset in terms of breaking things down, and so that analytical mindset is something that I continue to pick up and refine over time because, again, a biology major, not the marketing background. There was a lot of learning and growth and development, and that's something I've really enjoyed all throughout.
Sure. Was there any similarities between biology and marketing, or I don't know if there's any, but
I wouldn't say there's a whole lot, but the scientific method, I guess, just in terms of hypotheses, data collection, and being very thorough, is something that I think just translates well to a lot of lines of work. And so that's probably the one thing that I would circle as something that has crossed over and been a benefit to me.
sure. And you end up spending 6 years at BetMGM after. What made BetMGM the right place for you to move to, and what were you doing there as their head of partnerships?
So BetMGM is just getting started. Sports betting would have gone live the previous year in New Jersey. And I had the opportunity to work and launch FanDuel Sportsbook. And BetMGM offered me the opportunity to get back to that startup. Like when I joined BetMGM officially on that joint venture, there were about 10 or so folks signed on.
Oh, wow.
So it was even an earlier startup in some respects than FanDuel was.
Yeah. Within a bigger company too, right? But you still better.
So yeah, that's the nuance. And so we were an independent joint venture between MGM Resorts and Entain, GVC Holdings at the time, before they had rebranded. So we were an independent joint venture, but we had the support and the backing of those parent companies as well as the funding,
Sure.
which offers a lot of assurances and support. But it was the opportunity to get back to a small team at BetMGM. And BetMGM, I think, also did a great job of maintaining that startup culture, despite the fact that we had these big parent companies. And so that was exciting. And I really enjoyed the opportunity to build the partnerships team from scratch.
Sure. And your whole life really has been startup as well, right? What did you love about it, and why would you suggest it to somebody in their, early mid-20s who's considering a career change from a bigger company?
Yeah, I don't think startups are for everyone by any means. I think you have to be motivated because it can be a grind at times. There aren't necessarily any fixed hours, 9 to 5 or whatever it might be, especially in this industry where your customers, your players are engaging with your products throughout the night, on weekends, etc. But for folks that are entrepreneurial and motivated, it really can be something that you're excited to just wake up and get to work every day. And you see your impact on the company so very clearly because you're able to make decisions, put that into practice without any red tape. And it can be incredibly rewarding.
What are you most proud of over your time at MGM and FanDuel?
It probably shifted over the years as I grew and developed, and my role and my responsibilities changed. At FanDuel, initially, as an analyst, an entry-level position, I was not managing any other individuals and things of that nature. Was not necessarily dictating strategy and so just to speak to BetMGM, since that's kind of more recent in the like, just reflecting upon what was built and the team members specifically is something that I'm proud of. And even at this conference, I've had the chance to spend some time with folks that were on my BetMGM partnerships team. And so I'm really proud of their growth and development over the years. And I'm optimistic that with me leaving, that they still have further opportunity to continue growing and developing. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch. So
totally. This is where I want to get into BetHog. I love early stage startups. Like what you're the first one to even hear about the idea. Obviously you were the first one in the room with BetMGM. We're starting sportsbook, but you were that early really with what you're doing now. What was the back of the napkin idea with BetHog, and what made you want to buy in?
Yeah, so what we're doing, there certainly are other competitors doing this at scale and quite successfully. Stake has a controlling share of this market, and I'm really impressed at all that they've accomplished. However, there's opportunity for more players in this market, and we believe that we can make a splash. And
Why is crypto gaming have such an opportunity compared to, your FanDuel?
yeah, I mean, they're different markets and the like, and different consumers and things of that nature. As an example, we are not operating in the U.S. right now. We are a global product. We're not operating in the U.S. We do have some prohibited territories, but the crypto consumer right now is a bit different than perhaps your typical FanDuel customer, your typical DraftKings customer. Over time, perhaps that there might be some more crossover as the crypto adoption increases, and I think even in the past few weeks, crypto adoption has received a little bit of an adrenaline boost. But I think they're different markets, different profiles. Obviously, the product is similar at its core, and it's been fun for me to learn more about the crypto industry.
Yeah.
I was never too deep into crypto. I know the sports betting industry well. I know marketing partnerships well. Crypto is an area that I'm learning a ton about, and it's fascinating, and I'm truly enjoying that.
Yeah. What's most shocking to you that you learned about the crypto arena and you just were mind blown?
I mean, the scale is already pretty remarkable in terms of the number of transactions and the like, and how successful these operators are. But aside from sports betting specific and online gaming and casino specific things, meme coins today are kind of a hot ticket. And Trump very notably launched a meme coin while late in the evening on Friday, which caused quite the stir. And to see that market cap within a few hours, it was larger than like huge corporations. They hit a 20 billion market cap within only a few hours. I think they were as high as perhaps like 78 million or so at one point. And so the scale, the interest, the community, it's remarkable.
Yeah. What are you most excited about with BetHog, and who are you looking to like bring on, right? A lot of our listeners are in that like early 20s, mid 20s, career, turning point or pivot point. What are you looking for?
So right now, in order to play on our product, all transactions are done in crypto. And so you would need a crypto wallet in order to deposit funds today. And so there's a little bit of a hurdle from that perspective. The folks that we are targeting today would be those that are more active in the crypto community and the like. I think over time, the hurdle to enter crypto is going to continue to decrease and become easier for consumers. But right now, we are kind of more highly targeted toward those core crypto gamers, as well as folks that might already be even gambling in crypto, at least at the onset of our business.
Yeah. And from a leadership perspective, when you're looking at bringing in marketers and people to build this team with, right, what are you looking for there?
So this is a startup. We are a small team. And so you need people that are hungry. You need people that are willing to go outside of their comfort zone. As an example, say you're brought on to look over affiliates and partnerships. You might not have paid media background. Figure it out. We don't want you to figure it out. We don't want you to learn. And as long as you're committed, then I think you can be successful in learning.
Totally.
And so that's kind of the profile.
What has been successful from a marketing standpoint? I know it's only been a couple months.
Yeah. So yeah, very early stages. I'm sure this will evolve and change over time. One of the areas that has been more successful for us to date has been the streaming community. So streamers who are actually streaming, whether it be on Twitch or Kick, their casino play, so playing slots, blackjack, roulette, etc. In the crypto gaming world, it's just a much bigger piece of the gambling community. And so that has been an area where we've seen pretty good traction, and we're going to continue to make investments and kind of evolve and figure things out as we go.
There you go. And what about this team do you think is so special, right? Obviously you saw what was happening at FanDuel. You felt something special there. Same thing at MGM and scaled it. But what about BetHog?
I mean, the people is the most important thing. When this predates me at FanDuel, but when FanDuel was originally founded, it was a company called HubDub, and it was more of a prediction market thing, which nowadays is pretty popular, prediction markets and the like. But it's something where they had talented people, and they ultimately pivoted a few times and found the data literacy products, and were then able to excel and be successful from there.
Yeah.
So people is incredibly important. And I think we've got a great group of people, really talented developers and the like. By the time I officially joined in October, they were pretty far along with what we termed an alpha product. A lot of people refer to it as beta. Well, we were just having a little bit of fun with it. And being a small team, we are able to have that fun. Yeah. And the like. And so we really do have a talented group of people. What they were able to accomplish on the product development side in such a short period of time was impressive. They already had a suite of our own BetHog casino games, original games that they had created from scratch, available in our alpha product, again, by the time that I had joined. And so there was proof of their talent. It wasn't just conversationally me kind of taking them for their word. I got to see what they've delivered before I'd even started.
Yeah. And what are you most excited about?
Just one, continuing to learn. That's been what I think has driven a lot of my growth throughout the years. Is just I'm a curious person, and so irrespective of whether something relates to my day to day, which has become more broad as I've progressed. But before I was even overseeing digital marketing or social media and the like, I still was interested in how it worked.
Yeah.
Risk and trading and all of those different aspects of the business. Just that curiosity, I think, has been really important for me. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to learn.
Totally.
But building a business that customers like, because at the end of the day, product is ultimately what's going to drive results. And so if we can continue to build a product that people
build it, they will come.
And then the pressure will be on the marketing team. Right now, early stage, it's about building the product. Yeah. And then once the product's in place, the pressure will be on me to step up and the team to step up collectively and get things done. But I'm optimistic that the product will be there, and in time things will fall into place.
Totally. And I'm sure you'll get there, and I'm excited to see. And we'll do a follow-up episode when you guys are the biggest thing since sliced bread. We talked a lot about your career, but talk to me a little bit about your personal life. What are you proud of there?
In terms of personal life, well, my wife and I just welcomed a new baby girl of her child end of August. And so that's been pretty transformational. A lot of people have question the timing of me having a new baby and then taking on a new startup opportunity, but it's all been in good fun. And so that's been fascinating. Obviously, a lot to learn when you have a child.
Oh, you said always learning.
Yeah, I think relationships are ultimately what I'm most proud of and what I covet most. And I think that's why I've really enjoyed the line of work that I kind of entered into. And before it was overseeing all of marketing at BetMGM, even it was more partnerships specific. And so the opportunity to go out there and meet people across various industries, whether they work at teams, leagues, media, they're folks that even if I'm not working with today, I just truly enjoy their company and the relationships. And I've met a lot of good people and family, friends, etc. All that sort of stuff. Relationships as a whole is definitely at the top of the list for me.
There you go. Well, I think that's a good place to hit our quick question round. Well, let's hit this quick question round. It's brought to you by Open Fortune. Person you most want to sit down to dinner with, dead or alive?
Well, this would probably be more of a personal one for me. And it'd be my grandfather. He was someone that I was close to, lived a house away from me. My wedding band is actually my grandfather's wedding band. So, yeah.
I love the family ones when people say that. I'd be the same way. Favorite city in the world?
Ooh, I don't know if I have a favorite city specifically. Although I would say that my wife and I just spent some time winter break in Charleston just because we wanted a quick little getaway.
I heard it's nice down there.
Yeah, at some point, if we wanted to escape the Northeast weather and things of that nature, perhaps it's that.
Is it okay to sleep with socks on?
I'm not completely opposed. No, if it's cold enough, sure. Yeah,
There we go. Tell Carlo he's going to be upset. Favorite rom-com?
I am terrible with pop culture. I constantly blasted. Favorite movie.
Terrible with
So first movie that comes to mind, Brian something that resonated with me. Sports specific, incredibly sad in a way, but fascinating film.
I got to watch it. Favorite SUNY Albany grad?
Favorite SUNY Albany grad. That I'm not certain, other than my friends in this friend, but Jared Verse, who was drafted by the Rams, had transferred from UAlbany to Florida State, first round draft pick, probably defensive rookie of the year. I think he's doing all right.
There you go. Top 3 brands right now that you think are doing a great job?
Oh, brands as a whole. That is an interesting question. I think Coinbase, from a crypto perspective, I'm really impressed with their business as a whole. They're also doing quite a bit from the sports marketing perspective. And so they're top of the list for me right now.
What's one thing people don't understand about your job?
Working in crypto, I think there's a lot of things that people don't understand about my job. So when you go home for the holidays, whether it be Thanksgiving or whatnot, suffice to say, there's a lot of curiosity and a lot of questions. And so I think people are just fascinated in terms of what exactly crypto is. And their questions are more along the lines of cryptocurrency as a whole than sports betting. So
Totally. Well, you got to know what the first step is before you get into the second. What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
I don't know if anything sticks out necessarily as the worst advice per se.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
This will probably, to a degree, circle back to my remark about curiosity before, and just the willingness and the open-mindedness to learn and want to learn. And so the BetMGM CEO, Adam Greenblatt, is someone I also think very highly of, and he too is a very curious person. And so I'll double down on curiosity. Just be curious.
There you go. In 10 years, where can we catch you, Kyle?
That's an interesting question. Well, hopefully BetHog is incredibly successful. I would personally love to still be working for BetHog in the business, obviously, perhaps a bigger team than the 12 we are today.
Yep.
But at scale and from a family perspective, perhaps in the suburbs. There you go. Enjoying life with family and friends.
There you go, man. Well, Kyle, thanks so much for joining. That was appreciated. Time ways. I'd really wait to keep up with all of BetHog's success in your house.
I really enjoyed it.